Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. How did your relationship survive? Needs support? Hi. I have a questions to all of you, whose relationship survived your partner's infidelity. How did you do? What helped your relationship move forward? How do you deal with the flashbacks of the events, or at least the way you imagine it to have been? And probably the hardest question of them all, at least for me, is how do you know you stayed with your partner because you love them and not because of comfort, habit or fear of being alone? My partner and I are quite early in the process of rebuilding the relationship, and while I feel we have a future together, I am deep down a bit worried that I am doing it for the wrong reasons. I always thought infidelity will be a line which cannot be crossed and can never be forgiven, but when it happened to me, I nevertheless saw a way forward to us. Any help that those further down the way of healing can give would be more than appreciated. Thank you in advance for your honesty. Countless people will claim they have the reformed cheater, a unicorn, but none of them have any real evidence of that besides bias, supposed transparency, and a feeling, things they thought they had while they were being cheated on the first time. Reconciled people comment here to feel good about their choices and claim to be closer than ever, and even say they re-fell in love and even have new children with their WS. But what does that really mean if they cheated? If someone has cheated, then they are still fully capable of lies, betrayal, dissonance, etc. A reformed cheater is like a reformed addict, they're a cheater regardless. And now the betrayed who stayed is at best a tolerator and at worst a delusional enabler. Most relationships that survive infidelity do just that, survive. They don't completely flourish or completely change for the better, and when they do reconcile, it's usually just the appearance of it. Optics mean nothing. You can fix a mirror, but there will always be cracks. You can heal a broken body, but the archaeologists in 1,000 years will still know who was abused and who wasn't. I suggest you move on. Many people in my life who were cheated on seem to have it all together and patched up. But all of us around those couples exchange glances every time their formerly wayward spouse is running late or had to work early, person shrugging, light brown skin. I can tell this comment of mine is full of truth due to the DMs I've received about it from self-victimized people who have supposedly reconciled yet feel the need to bother me. You mean, you wouldn't be thrilled spending your life with someone who ducked another person while in a relationship with you? For shame. I asked my WS for a post-nuptial agreement to show me he was 100% in. That helped me feel more confident he was staying for the right reasons, and if not, I felt financially stable after getting it signed so I could make a decision not based on money. Otherwise it's just a lot of hard work and the BS, me, controlling my thoughts to not go down rabbit holes that aren't helpful. Reading books on infidelity and relationships, WS reading them too. MC. Extreme effort on WS part. Not fun but worth it if it works out. If not, I know I tried everything. I'm considering asking my spouse for a postnuptial agreement as well. My husband is stubborn though. Stubborn before the betrayal, so I can't imagine he'll be super excited to do it. Gotta wait till he gets back from deployment to discuss. Woman face palming, I feel terrible inside, frowning face. It was a condition for me to stay. I was done messing around. If he signed it, he did. He was fully invested in our relationship, or dumb, we'll see which it is, I guess. You just need to figure out what you'll do/say if he says no. The only way I could do it for the 2 years and 7 years I did it was to completely lose my self-respect. To deny reality. Live in denial. Pretend things were okay. That was how I got through, and it was miserable. The relationship survived those 2 years and 7 months, but it took a lot of denial on my part, a lot of acting, and a lot of degradation. I look back now and think, why did I stay? Why in the world was I there? And even if we had stayed together, would it have ever been enough, or would there have always been emptiness? And for me at least, I take a week-long relationship with a faithful person over 100 years with a human being like that. Could she have changed if she tried? Maybe. But who cares? Lol, I was going for the "oh we've been together for 50 years and we worked so hard to get here" spiel. But even if we'd got there, I still would have wanted to puke thinking of all the lies and the self-respect I lost from it. We learn as children that people who lie to us don't love us. But as adults, life gets so lonely that we forget that fundamental lesson. I could never be delusional enough again to believe that someone who would violate this aspect of a relationship could ever love me. It's not in me. So now I'm going for being with this great person for a year and they've been faithful the whole time. So proud. I've come to the conclusion that the betrayed spouse must live in a permanent state of cognitive dissonance for reconciliation to work. And what are you really getting? Reconciliation is a trash raft taped together with duct tape that the betrayed spouse is pretending is a yacht. The first hint of a wave will break the trash raft apart. It's not going to have a prayer of surviving a storm. As hard as being abandoned by my WS has been, I know that reconciliation would have crushed my spirit. Cheaters have told the BS loud and clear what they think of the BS and their marriage. There's nothing there to salvage once infidelity enters the equation. Almost 4 years after the first of 2 discoveries and still married. We might be surviving but are not yet, and may never be, thriving. Today, the only way this has survived is pure grit with the desire that it pays off for a stronger marriage. No tricks or gimmicks, just pure, unadulterated, puns are fun, grit every day we wake up. Are we doing it for the right reasons? Don't know yet. But I trust that will be clear to me soon. I said the same thing, if X happens, that will be my sign to go. Well, X, Y, Z, A, B and C have happened. It's not as cut and dry for all of us as much as we'd like it to be. Each scenario and relationship are unique, so it can't be black and white. If you can see the end goal and have a strong vision of it, keep charging toward that vision with all that you can. You will either succeed, burn out, this is where I fear I am headed, or get hurt again. We all, including me, fear thus. Either way you have your answer. Expect turbulent waters, though. It's no cakewalk. What helped me was deciding not to decide anything quickly. I was crazy with disbelief and anger and pain, and I told myself I shouldn't make any decisions while I was crazy. I decided not to make any big decisions for 6 months. Sounds like a long time, but it's not for marriage. We had a 2-year-old. I felt like for him alone, I had to give it at least 6 months. Also, knowing you can always leave him. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. It's an option always available to you. But you can't always fix a marriage. That took a lot of pressure off. It helps you ride out the crazy days when you're sure you're done. Right then. Today. Because you'll have those. But you need someone in it for the long term, and you'll need time to figure out if you can trust him again and if you want to stay. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to hurt. You'll probably change your mind a dozen times. Ride it out. You can do it, whether in the end you stay or leave. Most simply don't make it. Every infidelity study worth its weight in whatever has only 7% of relationships still together after 15 years. For whatever reason the vast majority just end. The funny thing is, of that 7%, only 4% felt that they had a better marriage or relationship after and no regret in staying. Surprising strength and positivity. Update. Hello. It's me again. Might remember my post where I asked people here how their relationship survived. Well, 2 days later her story got more detailed. Turns out it wasn't a one-night drunken mistake. It was a proper affair which went on for several months. Even worse, at the time when it happened, I was quite possibly at my absolute lowest mentally. I was depressed, with low self-esteem and in desperate need of support. She chose to be with him instead of supporting me. This and so much other stuff that was going on in my life then causes me unbelievable grief and pain, so I'd rather not share anymore. I told her to leave that day. She slept somewhere else. I didn't sleep at all, just tossing and turning. We had a really painful session with the therapist on the next day. I allowed her to come back, but she slept in the other room. I know it's not helpful for us to be in the same place, but something in me snapped that day. I have zero desire to be with her, to touch her, to hug her or kiss. She feels like a terrible roommate, not someone who has a chance of being my partner. Last night I slept like a baby. It's most likely the emotional and physical exhaustion from the previous 48 hours, but it's still a win. And today, I woke up with a smile. I feel a glimmer of hope. I know it will be hard to be with someone again or even find anyone, but at least it's possible. Even if it's 1% chance, that's one more than I had before. She wants us to fight for our relationship, but I don't see why she should get my efforts over anyone else. She got hurt and yet I have to deal with the aftermath. Well, no. The two of them don't get to live in my head rent-free. They can both. Off. But yeah, I feel somehow good. I know the road will be long and utterly painful, but I feel good at this moment in time, and this is something to celebrate. In the words of Elton John, don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. Thanks for reading this. Enjoy your weekend all. She wants us to fight for our relationship. How much I love those people. First they duck around, lie and betray, and then they want us to fight for the relationship. Have you gotten tested for STDs? It's like when they say we have to fix our relationship. There's no we in here. Why should I fix something that I know I didn't break? The person has only one chance to make the relationship work, the first one. No second chances. There's no fight for us nor fix us. The person who did the shit alone will have to deal with it alone as well, without me. Projection and rationalization. Two of the primary tools for narcissists. Why should she get my efforts over anyone else? Such a great self-realization, and beautifully stated. There's a limit to how good it would ever be staying together. At least being free from her, you can build with someone new who is more deserving. She got hurt and yet I have to deal with the aftermath. Well, no. The two of them don't get to live in my head rent-free. They can both. Off. That is the light bulb moment I had too. Now you can see things clearly. Now is the time to be selfish for your own well-being. Well wishes, brother. Just block her on everything and get her out of the house. I really feel for you, Op. I was at an extremely low point in my life while she was cheating on me. I was, still am, depressed and working for the first year of my PhD from home due to COVID. By her own admission, she didn't even know I was down, or at least not that bad, which seems almost worse to me. I'm glad you are seeing a positive future. That's exactly what someone in your position needs right now. I'm super happy you can see it. Good luck out there. I love this. Yes. There's plenty of women out there who don't lie, cheat and believe in taking advantage of people. Why does she deserve you when the one who truly loves you is out there and will treat you better than this? In my eyes, the only work BS needs to do is to leave their manipulative, lying, cheating WS, especially when they have nothing else, such as children etc., binding them to these horrible people. You don't deserve someone who asks effort from you when they never truly put in any effort in the first place. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.